Alright guys, so I usually make my videos lighthearted and fun, but this one is serious. This is not a joke, this is not a game. Just a few hours ago, the Australia branch of the company Target announced that it would remove the video game Grand Theft Auto 5 from their shelves. The decision came after receiving pressure from a change.org petition, which now has over 40,000 signatures, with the title, "Target, Withdraw Grand Theft Auto 5. This sickening game encourages players to commit sexual violence and kill women." So before I debunk all of this, because this whole petition is full of deception, distortions, and misleading statements, let me be clear about my intentions here. My goal is to create a counter petition to convince Target Australia to put the game back on their shelves. 40,000 signatures is nothing compared to the millions of non-violent gamers worldwide who love and enjoy Grand Theft Auto 5 and who statistically have never harmed a woman or anyone else for that matter. We are the silent majority. The only reason these measly 40,000 signatures have any sway with Target is because we, the silent majority, are being too passive. Social justice warriors have a history now of systematically lying or distorting to convince ignorant companies and even governments to conform to their demands, almost always on the basis of misleading information or exempted truths. The only reason they get away with this shit is because the silent majority, for some reason, isn't putting at least a little bit of effort to combat these questionable, deceptive SJW vermin. So again, before I debunk this petition and expose its lies and frauds, remember the key part of this video is the counter petition that I've created, designed to A. expose the lies of the original petition, and B. urge Target Australia to put GTA 5 back on their shelves. Again, the only reason Target caved in is because we, the silent majority, have not spoken out. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the highest-selling entertainment franchises of all time. Guinness World Records even confirmed that the game broke 6 sales records, including the highest revenue generated by an entertainment product in 24 hours and the fastest entertainment property, including movies, to gross $1 billion. That's billion with a B. It sold more in its first 3 days than the highest-grossing film did, the Harry Potter movie, the final Harry Potter movie. As of 2014, GTA 5 has shipped more than 32.5 million copies. This is what I mean by the silent majority. Where the hell are the millions of GTA 5 fans defending this game against the measly 40,000 e-signatures, half of which the signatures were probably signed by people who didn't investigate the lies in the petition, which I will debunk in a moment. So where is this silent majority? Well, we're all out there, and we cannot let these deceptive, distorting frauds convince a major retailer to remove a game from their shelves simply because most companies are too worried about chasing every penny to have enough foresight to investigate the dubious and deceptive claims in some random internet petition. I want this counter petition that I've created to be a centralized force against the original fraudulent petition. I will be contacting multiple big names on YouTube and social media and ask them to support and share this petition with their followers. I've already gotten support from the amazing Atheist as well as Mundane Matt. Not only can we get exponentially more signatures than the original fraudulent petition, but we can also convince Target to put the game back on the shelves, which will be the ultimate victory against these deceptive social justice warrior frauds. Again, the link to the counter petition I've created is below. Now, let me debunk the original fraudulent, deceptive petition. From the very beginning, in the title of the petition, you're already being lied to. It reads, quote, "This sickening game encourages players to commit sexual violence and kill women." This is total fucking bullshit. Nowhere in Grand Theft Auto 5 are you required to kill a woman in order to progress forward in the game. There is literally no woman that you have to kill. I know this because I played the game extensively when it came out last year. There is not a single woman that you are required to kill or encouraged to kill in order to progress forward in the game. So if the creators of this petition are going to make such a brazen claim, then they need to show us proof that the game encourages this. The petition lies to you by making it seem like the entire point and purpose of the game is based around killing and sexually assaulting women. The description of the petition begins bluntly with, quote, "It's a game that encourages players to murder women for entertainment. The incentive is to commit sexual violence against women, then abuse or kill them to proceed or get health points." Again, notice that they are not saying there is anything else to this game. They are literally framing it as if the only thing you ever do in Grand Theft Auto 5 is sexually assault and kill women. By framing their petition with this kind of language, any uninformed readers who know nothing about GTA 5 are led to believe that the game is based solely or mostly on the act of sexually assaulting and killing women, which is a blatant lie. No wonder they've gotten 40,000 signatures, because when you lie and distort a game by making it seem like all you do is attack women, and you exclude the other 99.9% of the game that literally has nothing to do with women, well, hell, how could you not be outraged? And if your target, which is just trying to chase every last dollar by conforming to their customers' demands, then how could you not pull Grand Theft Auto 5 from your shelves when 40,000 e-signatures get your attention? But again, this entire petition is based on a distortion, and really a flat-out lie. It's a lie by exemption, by exempting the fact that 99.9% of Grand Theft Auto 5 has literally nothing to do with women. In fact, if anything, the only gender that's truly victimized in this game would be men, since they are A, the only playable characters, and B, the only villains you have to fight against in the game. How about the infamous torture scene, where you have to torture a man in order to extract information from him? Why aren't the women behind this petition demanding a stop to the disproportionately higher amount of violence directed at men in this game? I mean, if that doesn't reveal their own sexism, I don't know what does. But anyways, the fraudulent nature of this petition only gets worse. It then reads, quote, "This is Grand Theft Auto 5. Stop right there. By saying this is Grand Theft Auto 5, after describing Grand Theft Auto 5 as being nothing but, quote, "a game that encourages players to murder women for entertainment," they have literally implied that all this game is about is killing women. I mean, you'd think if Grand Theft Auto 5 was only about killing women, it would be called something like Sexual Assault and Rape 5, not Grand Theft Auto, which is about stealing cars. But of course, when you know nothing about the game and all you've read is this deceptive petition, you won't even notice that the title itself implies the game is about something other than sexually assaulting women. The petition continues by saying, quote, "This game means that after various sex acts, players are given options to kill women by punching her unconscious, killing her with a machete, bat, or guns to get their money returned." Again, notice the words, "this game means," which implies that all this game is about is sexually assaulting and killing women, which is of course not true. GTA 5 is an open world, open choice style of game. This means players have the freedom to do almost anything they want. In fact, at best, GTA 5, because it is an open world, open choice style of game, allows players to make any choice they want, which can include anything from driving a car around the city, to sitting around on the side of the street, to enjoying watching the sunset, and yes, to more violent acts like running over pedestrians, stealing people's cars, etc. But one can just as easily spend their time running over male pedestrians on the side of the street as they can female pedestrians. There is nothing in the game that encourages players to exclusively attack women. This is just another one of the many deceptions put forward in the original petition. Grand Theft Auto 5 does not encourage players to sexually assault or kill women. At best, it gives players the freedom to make their own choices, and if a player chooses to be violent, they can just as easily be violent towards males in the game as females. This is the age-old debate about whether or not violent video games lead to violence in real life. Statistically, given that video games are a multi-billion-dollar industry, and that 1 in every 2 households, 51% of the population in America, for example, own a video game console, there is no rational way to conclude that violent video games lead to real violence in real life. Certainly no more than violent movies, books, or other forms of entertainment media. So this petition is a flat-out lie because it deliberately and deceptively misleads readers into believing that Grand Theft Auto 5 is mostly or entirely about sexually assaulting and killing women. By including this sentence, quote, "The incentive is to commit sexual violence against women, then abuse or kill them to proceed or get health points," they are trying to make it seem like the game itself requires or encourages you to abuse and kill women in order to proceed or progress in the game. First of all, you don't get health in GTA by killing a woman. That's another lie. You can, however, take a person's money after you have killed them, but again, you can do this to any random male in the game too. This petition is trying really hard to make it seem that the creators of the game specifically require or encourage gamers to abuse and kill women, but it's all a lie. The petition then states, quote, "This misogynistic GTA 5 literally makes a game of bashing, killing, and horrific violence against women." Again, more distorting lies, as it continues to portray the game as one that is mostly or entirely dedicated to abusing and killing women. The petition then says, quote, "This game spreads the idea that certain women exist as scapegoats for male violence. It shows hatred and contempt for women in the sex industry and puts them at greater risk." Again, this is delusional because you can just as easily kill men in the game as women. This is not some exclusively woman-hating video game as they make it seem. Then they say, quote, "Games like this are grooming yet another generation of boys to tolerate violence against women." Again, more delusion, considering the fact that the game does not ever require you to harm women in order to progress, and that you can just as easily kill men as you can women. This entire petition with over 40,000 signatures is premised on lies and distortions, and yet Target is making a serious decision that will affect countless gamers and developers on the basis of such lies and distortions. The creators of this petition claim to be sex workers who have experienced violence from men in the past, which just sounds like total bullshit. Of course, there are real cases of sex workers being abused. I'm not denying that. I'm not questioning the validity of these victims. I'm questioning the validity of feminists and social justice warriors who have a documented history of lying and deceiving in order to spread their delusional ideologies, and whether or not these types of frauds are the ones behind this petition. The idea that a game which gives you the option to potentially harm men and women is somehow bad is like saying Super Mario Bros. Is bad because it gives you the option to toss fireballs at Princess Peach. It's not about the act, it's about the intention behind it. When a gamer runs over or shoots men in GTA, it doesn't mean he's more inclined to do it in real life. Same if he runs over or shoots a woman in GTA. And of course, let's not forget that all the playable characters and all the villains in the entire game are men. Yet no one seems to care about violence towards men, even as you have to torture one to beat the game. So again, the petition is already live. I've already gotten support from the amazing Atheist, Mundane Matt, and many others. Gamers are the silent majority, and social justice warriors are a minority who only get their way because the gaming community chooses to be quiet on issues like these. Now, I'm not the biggest gamer myself, but I do hate feminist bullshit. So in the name of protecting free speech and in the name of exposing social justice warrior lies, check out the petition link below and hopefully Target can come to its senses on this issue.